Ryan.
And I'm Logan. And this is Tops.
Sup, friends. Happy almost New Year. Wow.
And this is Bottoms.
Sup. Hope you all had a great Christmas. And, like reindeers. Wow.
And this is Triples. Sup, avocados. Oh my god, 2021, baby. And we're Crush Cards. Hi, team. Happy last day of 2020. Thank God, and everything else, 2020 is over. Woo.
2020 has been one heck of a year, in all honesty, with everything going on in the world of the Crush Cards. You know, that's us. Not only is that happening in the circulation of the world, but it was a huge year for us too. We hit over 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we hit 5,000, and we hit 10,000, we hit 15,000, we hit 20,000. Now here we are.
15-hour stream.
But now here we are at 22,500 subscribers later, which is incredible. Thank you all so much for being here. We love and adore each and every one of the Sub Squad. Wink, wink. If you're not already part of the Sub Squad, you should hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because you get to know every time we put new stuff out just for you. And then, of course, it wouldn't be right not to thank all of our amazing sponsors too, who have helped the channel grow and become more than we could ever imagine it was, like Imperium Duelist, Pal Manga Mat, Zero Damage Gaming, Cardboard Gaming, and then, of course, our product sponsor, Big 3 Deals, who are the absolute best. And if you want all your Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed product with free shipping, no taxes, and 5% off with the code CrushCards5, which is, in the description box down below, along with all of the other links for our sponsors. You can get all your Yu-Gi-Oh! Products, all your sealed products, pre-orders, you name it, it's in there. Go to Big 3 Deals. Everything's down there. It's all there. We love you guys. Thank you so much for helping the channel grow, and here's to more amazing, wonderful, exciting adventures in 2021.
So as we exit 2020 and move on into 2021, we just wanted to take a little bit to talk about 2020 and the journey that it was for not only us, but for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community as well.
It was a wild year. A lot happened, a lot didn't happen, and well, it can't get much worse, right?
So today we're going to be talking about the top 10 decks of 2020. And that is going to be full power. That's not going to be like where they currently stand right now. This will be like the decks and where we place them at the power levels that they were the highest.
But if you're not already subscribed to the channel, as I just reminded you to be about, 30 seconds ago, you should be subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell, and do all that fun stuff, because we're a good time. We have a lot of fun. We do discussions, pack openings, you name it, we do it. It's there. I talk really fast. It's a good time. We also have an Instagram. It's at CrushCardsYGO. We're on there all the time. Feel free to come say hi. I post lots of fun shenanigans. We also have a super wholesome Discord community, absolutely bopping, all sorts of fun things in there. I'm in there all the time. And then last but not least, we have a Patreon. If you want to support the channel, bloopers go up, side decks, exclusive content, amazing merch, you name it, we got it. Best rewards in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. Feel free to go check it out. But if not, that's okay. We're just happy you're here. Big kisses. Mwah.
All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get 2020 over with. Let's get this list over with so we can move on into a brand new year.
Yeah.
So starting off the list strong with number 10. 10 is basically just the number 1 with a 0 in front of it, because, it's the best deck. What is it, Tops?
It's Pendulum, baby. Best deck. Let's go. I wish I had a table that... Oh my god.
Alright, now the 10's out of the way, let's move on to number 9. Number 9 is Spiral. Yes, that was this year. I know it seems like it was 16 years ago and a fever dream, but Spiral format was this year.
All 3 weeks of it.
Yeah, it was a 10-minute format before Spiral got absolutely decimated, but it's okay. It still happened. It still topped a few regionals. It did pretty well, right?
It did very well.
It did very well.
I would argue it was like a tier 0, tier like 0.5 format. It was crazy.
That was a wild time. A very brief, wild time. But yeah, we're putting it at number 9 just because it definitely, overall wasn't, the most busted deck of the year by any means, but it was definitely extremely strong in the format that it existed in the blink in time.
Usually decks get power crept by, learning how to play against them, but Spiral wasn't around long enough for people to learn how to play against it, so it literally just ended. So, Spiral number 9. So number 8 and number 7 are honestly kind of interchangeable. For anyone who tunes into our streams, you know that one of the things that we've said that this year has brought the most for us is engine decks.
Oh my goodness, yes. If engines have ever been more powerful, it's this year. Engines have been wild. They're just rumming everywhere.
So at number 8, we've got your engines like Invoked, your Dogmatica, your Zodiac, your Buster Blader. All of these engines are decks that people kind of mess around with. They throw 2 or 3 of them together and they make it its own deck. And there is another engine that we've got placed at number 7, which is the Eldritch engine. The only reason we placed Eldritch a little bit higher than the other engines is because Eldritch is more of the actual deck, whereas the other cards and the other engines are more supporting engines. Eldritch is more of that concrete substance of the deck.
It's the core. It's the heart of the deck. But yeah, 7 and 8 are basically one thing. It's just engines, the decks.
Yeah, I mean, the Dogmatica engine is absolutely
Dogmatica's
ridiculous.
fantastic.
It's so strong.
This isn't to discredit these engines. It's just they kind of all flow together.
Yeah.
So separating them would just be like kind of redundant almost.
Yeah,
So
and it's kind of hard to like give them all their own deck when they're only like 10 cards apiece.
Yes,
so.
and they're not really played as pure decks. Like you don't see pure Eldritch really
anymore.
doing
Anymore, yeah.
And then coming in at number 6, we have Infernal Knights. Ah, yes, it was a deck that came out and everyone was like, I don't really know what's going on here. There's a bunch of really hot guys, no pun intended, except it was completely intended by me. Love you all, mwah, kisses. And it was a deck that came out and everyone was like, I mean, this seems kind of cool. But then when people actually stopped to figure it out, they were like, oh, I'm getting hand looped for 5. Oh God, stop. No, there's 2 on me against. Oh God, no, I have no hand. I can't play the game. I lose. Yay.
Yeah. This is also one of those decks that could like play through a ton of interruption, play through hand traps. So like, if they weren't hand looping you, you were hand looping yourself. So it was just really difficult to beat that deck.
Yeah, it also was insane going first.
Yeah.
Like, you could do nothing. Like, going first, Infernal Knight just absolutely decimated you because they just ripped your hand apart and you just couldn't play the game. So, Infernal Knight is kind of a number 6 just because, I mean, it's obviously, it's got its downfalls. Like, going second, it wasn't the best.
Yeah,
like,
going second, it really struggled.
What the top 5 really comes down to versatility, going first, second, power. Like, Infernal's that really solid middle ground. It was a fantastic deck. So much anymore, but deck was bonkers when it was at its peak. It was hot. It was fire. Coming in at number 5, this deck is still alive. It's dinosaurs, baby, and they're kicking butt and taking names. That's it. I couldn't really rhyme with 5 and dinosaurs, and that's it. But dinosaurs are number 5. The deck is fantastic. The deck's been great all year, arguably. And when Archosaur came out in Etco, like that was it. The deck has been so consistently good all year that like.
Yep.
This has been the most consistent deck of the year, I would argue.
It's crazy.
It has not been hit. It hasn't been touched.
Dodged the ban. This is dodgeball champion over here.
These dinosaurs, they're like, they're catching everything. They can dodge wrenches and dodge balls.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Dinosaur also had that versatility aspect that we were talking about earlier, where it could just go first and set up like 2 to 3 interruptions, or it could go second, break your entire board, and just OTK you through like a full board. So giving it the number 5 slot, we feel is relatively fair. We know a lot of people may disagree with it, but throughout the years, Dinosaur has shown to be one of those decks that just never really goes away. It's always in that top contention spot. And though it may not be the best deck, it always seems to be able to deal with the best decks the best.
I would also just argue like dinosaurs could be higher or lower on this list.
Yeah,
like it really is a perspective thing. I don't know. I think dinosaurs could be higher on this list. Personally, my hot take, because it's been the most consistent. It hasn't been touched by the ban list. It's
Archosaur is a
full power.
card.
It sets up a barrier lock. Like the deck is amazing. Like
it can do a lot.
I don't know. I vouch for dinosaurs higher on the list. Feel free to comment below and let me know what you think. I don't know. And then this whole list, make sure you're putting your top 10s in the comment section down below.
And then coming in at number 4, we have Virtual World. This is a
Volkswagen.
brand new deck.
That's Auto, baby.
I would argue that like this is one of the scariest decks out there. Not only does it set up a VFD, but it sets up a trap card that basically like makes it so the VFD will always resolve, and it can set up a Macro Cosmos as well. That's a lot for decks to play through.
It feels bad. I also wouldn't say this deck is underrated. I'm pretty sure every single person knows this deck is good right now.
Okay. Well, on release it was like, oh, it's those ultra rare, super rare common cards that came out of a core set, but now it's like, whoa, it's a tier 1 deck.
Like if you're paying attention to the OCG, like this deck was very good in the OCG.
Yeah,
so like if you pay attention to OCG stuff, you kind of knew that Virtual World was going to be a very good thing. Isn't it Datascape in the OCG?
And the reason that this deck is so high on the list right now is because the ban list literally didn't touch this deck, and it is probably one of the most played, and if you guys are following some of the online stuff, it has some of the highest win rates in those tournaments. So Virtual World is an insane deck right now.
And then coming in at number 3, as if 2020 couldn't get any more confusing and or like a dumpster fire, Rituals are good now. Drytron is one of the top decks. It's definitely at number 3. Debatable as to whether or not it could be 4 or 5, depending on how you're looking at it. It's just a really good deck right now.
And once again, keep in mind for this list, as we said, these are all the decks at full power. These are not the decks that are the most powerful right now, but these are the decks at the highest ceiling.
But Drytron is really good right now.
Yeah, it's very good. So Drytron, for anyone who has been following, is really just ending on like a big old floodgate monster with like 2 searched hand traps and then a bunch of follow-ups. It's not like a really, really crazy combo deck that ends on 15 negates.
Not a big board.
Yeah, it does end on a really good floodgate board though. It is still a new deck, so there's a ton of different variants going around, but from what we've seen so far, in the current format, this is probably the scariest deck.
And then coming in at number 2 is Dragon Link. Dragon Link was pretty OP when it was full power.
Really good.
Just a couple weeks ago, ago before it got hit, and then everyone decided they didn't want to play with it anymore. RIP. Dragon Link was literally just a big fat OTK. It set up the Buster Lock, 77 negates. You literally just couldn't play.
You can hand trap it into Oblivion, and it literally just made full board anyways.
Like,
it
nothing,
doesn't matter.
Nothing mattered.
It was a really good, like setting up a floodgate, setting up 2 Omni negates, playing through 2 to 3 hand traps, and being able to bounce anything. It's just like, the deck was
there were
good.
some wild combo decks this year. Like, combo was the year. This was the year for combo.
It's
like
always combo year.
Sure. But yeah, Dragon Link was just an incredibly powerful deck. It was very powerful for a long period of 2020. I would say, honestly, Dragon Link and Dinosaurs were probably the 2 most consistent decks of the year, I would argue.
I'd say so. You could argue that,
I would argue that, honestly, Echo facilitated all of the consistency of these decks.
Yeah.
We got Link Cross, like...
we got...
Cross. That was it. We got
Poor
Link
guy.
Cross.
And we're doing Archosaur, Access Code,
yes.
Talker, like, there was a lot of really good staple cards.
Yeah,
and then
honestly.
following it up, too, in the next set, Rise of the Duelist, we got Triple Tactics, we got...
Forbidden Droplets.
Yep, and then, like, the cards were just so good this year.
So many good cards came out this year, and that's a whole different story. But yeah, Dragon Link was just a phenomenal deck this year, of course. The deck you couldn't play. If they went full comp, you could do nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
going first, you couldn't play the game, and going second, it just Boral sorted for game. Like,
Yeah.
every single time. It was crazy.
Consistency is key this year.
Yep.
Let's hope that 2021 follows the same route, but with a little less chaos.
Amen. And then finally coming in at number 1, if any of you guys haven't been able to figure it out, is my personal favorite deck of all time,
Ever.
Adamantipator.
Rocks.
This deck might have been the most powerful deck to ever exist in Yu-Gi-Oh history because it never technically existed.
Yeah.
But to be able to search 3 cards on your turn and your opponent's turn, set up 5 negates, a Buster Lock, and like a graveyard interaction, good luck, dude. Like, good luck. And then going second, once again, it literally just broke your entire board and just Boral sorted you for game every single turn. Like,
people were so angry about this deck. Like, when Adamantipator first came out, people were like, okay, this is kind of good.
Look
like,
at the cute little rocks.
They're digging for stuff. I love it. And then, like, it was setting up, like, the Savage Herald, Buster Lock shenanigans with 6 cards in hand, Appaloosa for 4.
Crazy.
It was just like, ah!
Dweller, everything. Like the deck was
Oh my
disgustingly
God.
good. It was such a good deck.
And Nibiru meant nothing because
Literally,
it's a rock deck.
yeah.
So, like, there was no stopping that darn deck. It was phenomenal. It was so good that Konami had to stop the deck before it ever saw any real play. Like, ever, for anything. Like,
And now, without Block Dragon, the deck honestly was really good. We had a really spicy build that we were going to put up, but then Konami went and hit Link Cross too, so rip,
Mega
dude.
sad.
Rip!
Yeah. But yeah, no question, Adamantipator was the best deck this year. That
Easily
deck,
the best
no
deck.
one saw it coming, and then it came in like a hot rock on the Dinosaurs, and it was a big bad time. But yeah, this was just our top 10 list. Of course, let us know in the comment section what your top 10 for this year was, and let us know what you're looking forward to in 2021, whether it be Yu-Gi-Oh related, life related, anything. I don't care. Just tell me your things. I want to hear from you because I love you. But that's it. Make sure you check out all of our links in the description box down below. Social media sponsors, big 3 deals, it's all down there. We have a lot planned for next year, for 2021. We hope you have a safe New Year's wherever you're celebrating, however you're celebrating. I hope it's wonderful, and I hope all your dreams come true. And thank you all again for being the absolute best sub squad in the whole world. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell because we do have a lot planned. Once events open back up, we're going everywhere and anywhere. We have so much we want to do, so stay tuned. We have a lot in store, but we love you, you matter, and we will see you guys
Next year! Woohoo!